Hey Kerbal Space fans, how's everybody doing? And welcome to episode 4 of the Reusable program to Minmus. As you can see here, the habitat is already in orbit. We've already jettisoned the main rocket, and it's actually already on an escape trajectory out of Kerbal. As you can see by the fact that it's going up at 10 out of 1,000 meters per second or whatever, and already pretty high up. So our intercept with Minmus is already plotted and burned, and we still have all that fuel left to do the maneuvers. Our lander is already on its way too. It's still called vehicle, so let's do that. Let's change it to lander. Alright. And of course, our transfer vehicle. I'm gonna come up with a name for this thing. I don't know. I'll be unoriginal and call it the Firefly. Actually, it looks more like a dragonfly with those things. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. So, that one hasn't been caught up to by the station yet. So, everything is pretty much on its way. Station's still around Minmus. And we have the two things on their way there. Alright. So now, what else do we have to do? Well, of course you guys know what we have to do. We have to make the SSTO that's going to take the crew from Kerbal to the station. That's the last piece of the puzzle here. The final component, so to speak. So we're not going to do nothing too innovative, of course. We're going to start with a probe core. We're going to put on the little crew thing, as we have been. And we're going to get some rocket fuel, and also someplace to mount our intakes. But of course, first one I want the docking port. Give us a little RCS too. We're going to want the smaller one here, because we don't need that much rocket fuel. We really don't. And as is customary, we're going to start our actual engine section with the radial engine body. And this time we're not going to do the nacelle thing because we don't need it. This thing's not heavy enough for that. But it does need a lot of dedicated liquid fuel, so I'll put one of the dedicated liquid fuel fuselages, some control wheels. Now let's put on some engines. And of course, our shot cones. Our new favorite component. Man, these things are useful. Okay, that's looking fairly standard. Let's hose this off so that we have fuel transfer going back and forth. And we'll put one strut. Well, two struts actually, but it looked like one. Just to hold things. It's attached over there, but it's not attached back here. And of course, we don't want to see all this. Let's put something that gives us a little control too. That looks good. There we go. Alright. It's not looking too bad. We want something that lets us control it like that. Okay. And I think for lift's sake, I'm going to put a set of these in the front here. Of course, looking the right way. Oh, there we go. That was not as easy as I thought it should have been. And no, it doesn't stick out too much, so let's offset it so that all the actuators are inside. Okay, that looks good. Alright, now wings. Since this is a new save game file that I did for this, there's no saved compound wings, but I'll make a pair real fast. That's easy to do. Relatively straightforward and quick. Alright, let's use this one. I think I'm gonna flip this over. Yep, there we go. And then I pull it in a little bit there. Alright, that's not a bad looking wing. Let's put some control surfaces on it. I want these out here. And these over here. Let's align these so that they look right. There it is. Alright, now let's mount these up. Probably want them here in the middle. There we go. Okay. That's pretty good. That should fly easily. Let's just balance that a little bit better. Let's do that there. I'm down just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now I'm not going to do the four-wheel trick because this is not a very big plane. This doesn't really call for it. And since we have a canard in the front, the nose should pull up pretty good even if the wheels are in the back. So I'm going to put the wheels behind the center of mass and the center of lift. If you don't have a set of canards in the front, if you do that, it'll be really hard to take off. But we shouldn't have a problem with this one. And then I'll put these way in the front here. Rotate it down. Okay. That should be good. Now, of course, we need RCS. Okay, so where am I going to put this RCS? I want to overlap there too much. Okay, let's... No. No. This is an interesting one. Let's see. What happens if I take that off and put them like, there we go. Oh, these really don't like to line up, do they? It's like over here. Alright. And then, of course, on the wingtips, it's always your go-to place for RCS, because that gives you a lot of leverage for them to do their thing. Okay, now, action groups. Let's do action groups. Stage is going to be the rockets, so I can turn them on and off easy. One is going to be the turbojet. Two is going to be the unnecessary intakes. Three is going to be the open and close this thing. Alright, we're done with that. Now, of course, there's two more little things we need to put on here to make sure it works. And that is power. Whoops, I just lost it. There it is. Hey, you. Power, of course. Put that back here. And one nice big headlight so I can see where I'm parking. Oh, the wings are sticking out over there, are they? Okay, let's fix that. Okay, so let's take this thing for a test fly and see what we got. This is the final piece of the puzzle here, the final component. And we are, with this, we're designed and constructed. All that's left is to, you know, land the habitat, dock the lander onto the one station, and dock the transfer vehicle onto the other station. And then we'll be ready for our first manned portion of this entire endeavor. RCS on, lights on, engines to full, stage, because of the staging the rockets don't fire at all, which is exactly as I wanted it to be. 2 to shut off all the extra intakes that are just causing us drag right now. And normally when they're above 90, you can pull them up and they fly away. There it is. Alright. Yeah, that drives really nice. And the rockets and everything are responding. We have a unified fuel bar, so no matter how much we use of what, it always reports it the same. Alright. This is RCS and control wheels, so it'll be as easy to control in space as it is here in the atmosphere. Has plenty of control surfaces, including the nose canard, so I can throw it around pretty easy. Yep, looking good. Alright, so I'm going to cut this off here. It's going to be a little shorter episode than normal. But before filming the next one, I'm going to give it a week. I want to hear some feedback. Do you guys want me to film all the circularizing, landing, and docking around Minmus? Or just do that off camera and then come in and just do the mission in the next episode? Because really there's not much left to do other than just leave those other 2 things to coast their way to Minmus, dock the transfer vehicle onto the station, and land the habitat. I mean, that's it. There's nothing else to do. But do you guys actually want to see that? I mean, I find it to be pretty routine stuff. Will you land? But if you guys want to see it, I'll film it. I really want your opinion on it. A lot of that is, you know, stuff we've all done 1,000 times, but I'll film it if you want to, or I'll just do it myself, and just the next video will be the last mission, and it'll be the actual run with crew here to the station, station to station, station to habitat, and done. So for now, this is Ross signing off, and reminding everybody to fly safe, and thank you very much for watching. Bye now.